welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. Well, folks, this is why the NFL is king. And because of LeBron James, the NBA, if he don't retire anytime soon, in his whole career that he has played in the NBA continues to be princess. There's no comparison, folks. And whatever you want to think the NFL is rigged or whatever like that. What they do, though, they do is give you great entertainment. You cannot say that about the NBA. The NBA and the NFL is light years away from each other. Like the Jordan and LeBron, they're light years away from each other. And the thing about the NBA compared to the NFL, in the NFL, you don't have people saying dumb stuff or players saying dumb stuff every damn day, every week. This is what the NBA really needs just to keep their league alive, is for players to say dumb stuff while they're not even playing. They're not giving no effort, nothing. And you're trying to tell me these players make more money than the NFL players? Let me tell you something. First of all, they should be shortening the playoffs to the best of 3. That would make it more intense. You know what I'm saying? Because the season really counts. Every game counts in the playoffs, just like the NFL. Every game really counts in the NFL, right? And they only play one game in the playoffs. So, of course, that one game counts. So those guys go out and they only play 17 games in the regular season, give full effort, and then the playoffs comes, they play one game, is full all-out effort, folks. This is not what you see in the NBA. And let me try to tell you something. The NBA and the NFL, I would say they were neck to neck in the 80s and 90s, if not the NBA bigger than the NFL at certain points in those decades and stuff like that. But it wasn't nothing to criticize in any league in the 80s and 90s, or really the 2000s or the 2010s, or even now in the NFL. They just bring you great games. It don't matter if it's rigged or you think it's rigged or whatever like that. They continue to bring you great entertainment. And this is what's going on with the NBA and what's so different from the NBA and NFL. Look, the NBA is so bad now that nobody wants to watch it, but especially if your team isn't playing, nobody watches it at all. When we come to the regular season, the playoffs, the finals, and stuff like that, you need that viewership. Even though your team isn't playing or made it to the playoffs or made it to the finals, you still need those other fans to be interested. It's not like that no more in the NBA. Okay, when we talk about the NFL, it don't matter if your team doesn't make the playoffs or gets beat in the playoffs, it don't make the Super Bowl. NFL fans still watch the NFL because they love the NFL. They love the entertainment that they bring. It's great suspense. It's great effort. It's great all around. The Super Bowls are great for them. I would say 98% of the time, the Super Bowls are great. There's always great entertainment. These guys aren't crying during the season. They're not in the playoffs, the finals. They're not saying stupid stuff because they don't have to. Those players in the NBA that do this stupid stuff is because their league is dying. That's the only thing they have to promote their league, which is saying stupid stuff and shenanigans and stuff like that. You know, their last GOAT that left the NFL, Brady, he was winning championships in his 40s. You know what I'm saying? This is what he was doing. He broke all the all-time passing records and a lot of NFL records, period. You know what I'm saying? He went out as a great winner. He didn't cry and all this stuff. And it's not the same for LeBron James. Their GOAT, or the greatest player right now in this era, he has destroyed the NBA. And then we got Mahomes coming along. He can do a three-peat. This guy is just unstoppable. And let's talk about some of these games right here. We knew Houston wasn't going to win. Houston knew they weren't going to win. But we go over this again and again and again and again. You cannot give Mahomes extra yards. You can't give him the benefit of the doubt. You can't do this stuff. You can't give him free plays. All this dumb stuff that these players do. I just don't know why they're trying to help out Mahomes. He's a Michael Jordan. Yes, I think he's a greater quarterback than Tom Brady. But his overall resume ain't better than Tom Brady's. Okay, that's for a whole different discussion. You guys hear me talk about that often. But he's a greater quarterback than Tom Brady. I can say that, right? I could probably say Wilt Chamberlain is a greater player than Michael Jordan when we look at everything that he did as a basketball player. But overall career, no, he's not better than Michael Jordan. So he can't be the GOAT. Second of all, we got to think about this, right? Mahomes doesn't say any dumb stuff. He just goes out there and plays. He's clutch. He's the Michael. Whether you love him or hate him, or you just don't care for him. And it was to a point where, you know, when Brady was in the league, I didn't like this guy. I wanted to lose, but this dude just kept breaking my heart. This dude keep doing this thing. Even when Brady retired, and he was still winning. Guess what? I didn't want this guy to win, but sometimes we got to come to the conclusion that this guy is this good. And when I tell you that I'd rather have him running, Mahomes running over Lamar any day, I mean that, guys. because Mahomes is going to run when you least expect it, and he's going to kill you. You already know Lamar's going to run. So when we get into the playoffs, yes, he won last week, but we already see what last week was. It was a sleeper. It was teams getting blown out, teams that weren't supposed to be in there. The big boys weren't playing the big boys, and this is what we got this week. Real football, right? And this is why football is king. But everybody knows Lamar's going to run. So when you shut down his run, or you're chasing him on the same level of him running, now he's got to make these window passes. He's got to make these tight passes against these better defensive backs and these better what do you call it, linebackers. Can he do that? No, he hasn't showed that, folks. And all this hate comes from the Lamar fans. Oh man, you just hate on him. No, you can't hate on something. That's a fact. That's a fact that he hasn't did it in the playoffs when it counted. In his career, everything's going to slow down for this guy tomorrow. Everything's going to slow down for this guy like it does in the second round all the time. The conference title game, it's going to slow down, and we're going to see what he has. He can't make those throws on the run like Mahomes can. And I don't even think he can do it like Josh Allen can. I don't think he can do it. He hasn't shown it, folks. And when he's really got to stand back there and throw, with his guys being covered like that, we've already seen what happens. He cannot make those accurate passes. Now, he can prove me wrong. That's all he has to do. And I'm going to say, well, yep, he's on his way. He's doing his thing, But still, he has to get to the Super Bowl. Even if he wins tomorrow, that doesn't mean nothing, folks. He's been to the championship game and never made it to the Super Bowl. So that doesn't even matter to me. What matters to me is, like I said, I'd rather take Mahomes all day because you don't know when he's going to run. And when he runs, he kills you. Right? Because you just don't know what to do with this guy. Is he going to make the accurate pass? He can make the accurate pass on the run. He can make the accurate pass in the pocket. Or you're too busy defending his throw. Now you just ignore what he's going to do now. He's going to kill you in the run game. And that's what he does, folks. This is Patrick Mahomes. I mean, this dude is unstoppable, man. He's the Michael Jordan of football, of quarterbacks, whatever you want to say. I mean, so, Houston, they'll be an up-and-coming team or whatever like that. Good for them. We just knew they weren't going to win, but they didn't have to do a lot of stupid stuff and get these penalties to make it worse. Okay, now you have this game where the Lions, they just got beat. They just got beat by Washington. And let me tell you something. When I saw Jaden Daniels able to control the ball all damn game against the Buccaneers and go for it on fourth down like 5 times and convert, it was crazy. I just couldn't even believe it, folks. This guy is controlling the game like Peyton Manning used to do, like Brady used to control the game. They can go for long drives like that. It's crazy. This guy just going for these long drives, and then he's doing what Brady and Manning couldn't do, which is kill you with his legs. This guy is accurate. He's accurate on the run. He's accurate in the pocket. This guy is good, man. So Jared Goff, I'm sorry, man. He's like I said. He to me, I didn't say he's got to at least get to the Super Bowl this year because he already been there. He already got beat. He had to win the Super Bowl. That's it. Or what did I say? Go back and look at all my videos when I talked about Jared Goff. I said if he don't win the Super Bowl, I said we're gonna say it's the same Goff. He's not gonna take you over the top and win. And guess what? He threw these interceptions, and we said same song, same dance with Jared Goff. It's over for this guy. And what I'm going to tell you is, it was a Cinderella story from last year with the Lions that continued into this year. And they had a great year. I ain't taking nothing against them. They lost great defensive players and stuff like that through the years. But that's not going to be really remembered. His 2 interceptions is what's going to be remembered, folks. That's what. And their last gasp, right, for air, what was it? It wasn't Jared Goff throwing the ball. What was it? It was a running back. Was he a running back or a receiver? I forget which one it was. But them doing a trick play and giving it to him so he could throw the ball to a receiver, not Jared Goff, and it got intercepted. They're going to be sick about that. That's when the game was really over. They're going to say we couldn't even give it to damn Jared Goff because he threw 2 interceptions, and our last stand was getting it out of Jared Goff's hand so another guy could throw an interception. This is crazy, folks. Jared Goff is cooked, and I'm saying the NFL changes every year. We see this, folks. You see teams. We saw the 2 teams the last 2 years go to the Super Bowl. Philadelphia and who was it? I think it was Philadelphia and San Francisco. Not even make the playoffs the next year, if I ain't mistaken. I thought Philly didn't make it the playoffs the next season. So what I'm trying to say is now Detroit. I'm not trying to say they went to the Super Bowl, but everything changes in the NFL so drastically year to year. It's not like the NBA, folks. It just changes for some reason. You can be free agents, or it's just so different than any other league. And who knows that they're going to have the number 1 seed next year? Who knows that they're going to be, in the playoffs next year? Who knows that they're going to be the 6th seed? Or, they're going to be as good as what they were these last 2 seasons. So that's real concerning for the Detroit fans. I mean, I think this year was like now or never because it was riding that momentum from last year, that Cinderella story, and it just didn't happen. And they're going to be trying to watch. Mark my words. what I said a long time ago about Deion Sanders. I said this a long time ago when he was playing at Colorado. When he first got hired, he was going to go to the Cowboys. I already said that, and now he's about to go to the Cowboys. So Jared Goff is. I think he's toast, man. They're going to roast him in Detroit. They're going to fry him in the media. It's over for this guy. If he came out and he didn't throw no interceptions and they lost, they would have been like, oh, it was, we don't have our defense. We lost so many guys and stuff like that. They still would have cooked him, but not like this. They about to barbecue this dude. He's about to be charred, bro. He's finished, dude. It's done. It's done with this guy. It's done with this guy. Teams are moving on to the next round, and we'll see who's going to be playing each other. And we're going to have a report on tomorrow's game with these teams playing tomorrow. But, this is why the NFL is king, man. They give us exciting games every time in the playoffs. The NBA is shameful. That's why I said before, especially if Mahomes wins this three-peat, I might stop talking about the NBA. There's really nothing to talk about in this league. It's fraudulent. It's weak. It's not even American. I don't know, man. This ain't basketball no more. I don't know what it is. It's really weak, man. I heard Scottie Pippen say he would take Wemby. He's the best player in the game. He's going to be the best player. And that's what I mean, man. The guy shooting 9 threes a game. This show you how bad the NBA. Yes, he can get some blocks in this weak, soft era. The guy is 7'4". What do you expect playing skinny three-point shooters? But, and I'm not trying to beat up on Wemby. We'll see what his season amounts to. You know what I'm saying? He's still growing into whatever you call this NBA. He should be dominating. This guy, if he's this dominant dude, this is year 2, right? We saw dominant players. According to, their era, how they dominated when they first came in the league, their first 2 seasons in the league. And since this league is so weak and soft, this guy, no doubt, easily, LeBron put up like 27 and 7 and 6 his second season. So, I mean, and you already know how I feel about LeBron. And that era was kind of soft, but you saw the numbers Michael Jordan was putting up when he came in the league, and other great players, Wilt Chamberlain, and we could just go on and on. There's no excuse for Wemby not to be putting up 30 points per game, grabbing you 10 to 13 rebounds a game, and getting you like 4 or 5 blocks in this soft, weak era. I'm sorry, folks. I'm not buying this guy until he really shapes up and recognizes that there's no competition he's going against in a center position. Okay, he just run around trying to shoot threes and conform with what these guys is doing, and this is the problem with the NBA. Nobody wants to see this crap. Nobody wants to see a 3-point contest. Take that stuff back to where it came from. I mean, the NFL's king, man. They bring us these great games all the time. They bring us these great games. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you, it matters. But I'm just saying, even if you think it's rigged, even if your team didn't win, or somebody didn't get a fair shake, what happens is it's still entertaining. You cannot watch the NBA and it's entertaining. You're not on the edge of your seat. The best you can get out of that is like the fourth quarter. If it's a close game, that's it, man. Other than that, it's not nothing interesting about that league. We'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see tomorrow's game. It's going to come on late, I guess, or whatever like that. And we'll see what happens, man. Josh, both of them can't go to the Super Bowl, or both of them can't move on. So somebody's going to get criticized. Like I said, I got my money on the Bills. And I don't even bet. I don't gamble. I'm just saying, I got it on the Bills. Until Lamar can come in there showing his believing, man. We always thought, Peyton Manning ain't going to never get to the Super Bowl. He ain't never going to get to the Super Bowl. Okay, he had to prove it first, man. He winning all these MVPs in the regular season. You seeing is believing, folks. I mean, come on, man. Seeing is believing. And then he won his first Super Bowl against the Bears. Nobody. He really didn't have no good game. And then the second time, I think he was in there. I think he lost to I want to say the Saints, right? I think he lost to the Saints. Then he ended up 2-2. I don't remember all his Super Bowl. He lost to the Saints. Yeah, he lost to the Saints, and then he lost to the Seahawks, and then he won that last one with the Broncos on his last leg, right? So, yes, Peyton Manning was a great quarterback, but his a lot of times his playoffs and his Super Bowls weren't all that good. But at least he got to the Super Bowl and stuff. We need to, this regular season stuff ain't going to work for an all-time great player. I don't care if it's Josh Allen. I don't care if it's Lamar. Whichever one of them lose, it's got to stop, folks. It's got to stop. To me, both of them, I think Patrick Mahomes is going to win this, okay? To me, both of them could end up like a Patrick Ewing and a Charles Barkley, right? In the 90s, where Michael Jordan was winning all these championships, and they were just great players that never won a championship because Patrick Mahomes is winning all the damn championships. So it could end up being something like that, and it could end up being like, okay, Patrick Mahomes rose off a three-peat, and then he don't win out to the three-peat the next season, and then somebody else from the NFC comes and wins the Super Bowl, and I know Michael Jordan retired, but when we talk about just like Hakeem won 2, and then Ewing and Barkley didn't win nothing when Michael Jordan was gone. So we could be looking at stuff like that, folks. And that's why I like to talk to myself on a personal level. I don't like to, when you hear me talk, I don't like to talk like this is a character, like I'm a character or something like that, or like this is some show and I need to put up on a show and be some type of character, and this is some channel that, you know, I think I'm above you, and anything like that, folks. I like to talk to people, you know, every sub on my channel. I want to feel like I'm talking to you one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel like, oh, this is my channel. You know, this and that and that and this. No, I like to talk to you on a personal level, as a man, as a person. Maybe women that listen to my channel, you know, as a person. If you're a man, as a man. You know, all this. Sometimes when people just say, "Oh, that's hate," it ain't hate, folks. You gotta have. You got to have a track record that shows you are elite company. If you're not elite company, you're just great. There's elite company and there's just great. You know, when we talk about Dan Marino, he was just great. He's not in elite company with the Bradys, with the Mahomes, with the Elways, with the Joe Montanas, with guys like that. He's not up there. No, he's just not. He's great. He's not in the elite company like that. He's just not, folks. It ain't a knock against Dan Marino and stuff like that. But, I mean, you didn't win these championships. When we talk about all these guys that won these championships in our era, you know, there's a lot of guys, he's not up there. To me, he's not even, Peyton Manning is in that elite. You know what I'm saying? He won 2 Super Bowls. He maybe lost. Even to me, Drew Brees, even though he only won 1, he's up there in that elite company because at least he won 1. And I'm not trying to say Super Bowls is a beginning and the end. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying he's not. He played a lot of years, and well, listen, I'm not gonna, you guys know what I'm saying, man. I'm not gonna try to bang on Dan Marino. He's one of the greatest of all time, but he's not in that elite company. I think we can name a lot of great quarterbacks that never got out there in that elite company. I mean, to me, Ben Roethlisberger, he won 2 in the Brady era, and it was other guys that won in the Brady era. So you can't. Did Kurt Warner win 2 or did he win 1? I think he went to 2 Super Bowls. I won't put Kurt Warner up there in that elite area and stuff like that. I think he started his career a little bit too late. So we'll see what happens, folks. We'll see what happens tomorrow. It's gonna be. It better not be no blowout in that game at nighttime when we watch the Ravens and the Bills. It better not be a blowout. It better not be, you know, one of the quarterbacks throwing an interception or something like that. If to me, all this hype from Lamar, I'm gonna judge him harsher than Allen. I'm just going to, man. He's got these MVPs. They're talking about an MVP coming up and stuff like that. I'm done. Like, for Josh Allen or Lamar, it's making the Super Bowl or ultra bust, because they've been bust for like the last 3 years, but now it's ultra bust. To me, they don't have to win the Super Bowl. I'm not trying to say that. That's how nice I'm gonna be. I said Jared Goff had to win the Super Bowl because he's already been there and he lost. So the story will be, even if he got there and lost, they would be like, this ain't the quarterback that can win you the Super Bowl. Lamar and Allen, they haven't been there, right? So I don't feel like they exactly have to win a Super Bowl. At least they were battling against Mahomes and stuff like that. So just them battling Mahomes in Kansas City, I will give them leeway if they lose in the Super Bowl. Because at least now that's what you at least need on your resume right now. You need a Super Bowl appearance. There's no way you can go on another damn season after this season and people be patting you on the back and you didn't at least make the Super Bowl, Allen and Lamar. There's no way, folks. I don't give a damn about no Mahomes. That Mahomes beat him. I don't care about that, folks. I do not care about that. You got to get over that hump. What happened to Macaulay Culkin? What did he do in Cincinnati? He got over the hump. And at least he got to the Super Bowl. We don't criticize him for losing the Super Bowl. We don't do that, folks. We just say he got over the hump. So that's what we're looking for, folks. It's going to be a harsh reality for one of them tomorrow. It's just going to be, folks. And to me, it's going to be too tough for Lamar to come in there and beat Buffalo. I mean, these guys are going to leave everything out on the floor. Every piece of sweat, every piece of blood, everything. There's no way I think these guys are going to see themselves losing in the second round. And if Lamar goes out and beat them, I'm going to give it to Josh Allen. I'm going to give it to Josh Allen because he would be in the same boat as Lamar if Lamar lost yesterday. Especially if he goes out there and stinks it up. Either one of them. There's no, to me, there's really no moral loss. There's no way you could lose and say, oh man, well, we had a great season. No, you guys been doing that the last 3-4 years. You can't do that. You can't do this in the second round or the damn third round. You already been there and done that, folks. But if you go out there and stink it up, if you go out there and stink it up, either one of them, Either one of them folks, it's not going to be nice. It's not. It's not going to be nice, folks. It's not going to be nice. And then whoever has to face Mahomes, and they stink it up, or if they, like I said, man, I'm not going to keep repeating myself, man. I think I done laid the foundation for these guys. It's just, I keep saying the same thing because these fans make up so many excuses. They act like these guys just lost last year or didn't make it the year. No, this has been going on for a hot minute, folks. There's no more excuses. You got to get over the hump and do that thing, and at least get to the Super Bowl. So we know you're up there. We know you want to get up there, or you could get up there with the elite quarterbacks maybe one day. But if you can't even make it to the damn Super Bowl, you can't even make it to the Super Bowl. There's no damn way that anybody should have a thought in their minds that these guys are the type of guys that could do it. That could be elite, up there with the elite quarterbacks of all time. There's no way. There won't be a thought in my head. Maybe for you because it's your team. I don't care about Mahomes, man. You got to get over this. But you know why Mahomes is up? When we talk about these great players, right? When we talk about, Brady, we talk about Mahomes, we talk about John Elway, we talk about that were up there in the league. We talk about Joe Montana. It's just not them, folks. It's just not them that went out there and showed up and showed out. It was their team that played for them because they were the ultimate leaders. They went out there and sacrificed, and they played top tier their game. And their teams respect them, so their team is going to go out there and give it their all. So it's just not about the quarterbacks. It's about what your team thinks about you, that they say, man, we're going to go out there and give it our all for this quarterback. So you guys tell me what you think, man. I just get so riled up about this, man, because I'm not saying I want Mahomes to three-peat. I just want these guys to stop Mahomes in his track and be like, no, you ain't doing this. You ain't going to do no all-time historic thing on our watch. I'm going to be the quarterback that stops you. They'll be known, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson will be known in history for stopping this guy from doing the three-peat. If he gets to the Super Bowl and, somebody in the NFC stops him, that's not Lamar, that's not Allen that stopped him. It was some other quarterback. Until they stop him, I'm going to keep judging these guys by the same. They're chokers to me. Chokers, until they do it. I'm not trying to say they're not great quarterbacks. They're great quarterbacks. But to me, they're chokers. Peyton Manning was a choker until he won a championship. He was just considered a choker. They wasn't going for, at one point, it wasn't Peyton Manning. Oh, he at least got to make Super Bowl. No, they were harsh on Peyton Manning because he was winning all these MVPs and he was passing for all these yards. They said he was the greatest quarterback of all time. So they had higher expectations. They didn't say, at least you got to make it. No, for Peyton Manning, he had to win the Super Bowl to be in that elite company. But I'm trying to tell you, these guys at least got to make it to the Super Bowl. So if you think I'm trying to be harsh on these guys, it's not like that, folks. Making the Super Bowl and losing, that ain't harsh. That ain't harsh. Because these guys never even made the damn Super Bowl. And for all this hype they've been getting for the past 4 years, they ain't even made it, folks. So, tell me what you think.